Okay, this is the pattern for the main fabric, the frontal piece, and I've divided it into three. Your blue strip will go here, your two black strips. I've made the measurements that will include your 1/4 inch seams. You're going to want to cut these strips to 9.5 by 2 3/4 for your black strips, and then 9.5 by 3 for your blue strip that will go in the center. Your lining will be 7 inches by 5. And you're going to take this. So imagine your black strip here. You're going to sew it first like this. Then add the next black strip, sew down that seam. Take it, press it where the seams are facing outwards, like that. Then you're going to take your interfacing with the bumpy side facing down. I've cut mine where there's room for the seams on the sides, and iron it on with the no steam setting on the wrong side of your fabric. Then you're going to take, and with the right side facing up, you're going to take your lining. I've pressed these with 1/2 inch. It doesn't really have to be exact. 1/2 inch seams. Sew it with a 1/4 inch if you're comfortable with that. And take the wrong side facing upwards, so the right side is on the right side of the fabric of your frontal piece. And line up the top, and I just center it. I'm eyeing it. And then take this one and make it where it's as straight of a line as you can get down here. And if there's a little, not even here at the bottom, it's okay. You're going to take this and pin it. I like to pin it in 4 spots. And you're going to sew down these sides using whatever seam you're comfortable with. I find that it's a little easier in the later stages to use a slightly larger seam allowance, not a 1/4 inch. Once you've done that, you're going to take it and lay it like this. Press these seams outward, and then you're going to take it, fold it inward, and then press it all the way across. When I sewed the white fabric on, I did not sew from here to here. I sewed from here to here. So now I'm folding this all the way across, and then do the same on the other side. And when you're doing your pleating, it helps to have where the top flap is facing upwards or facing this way. So flip it, and then you're going to take it and pinch it. And this is going to take a little experimentation to find what works for you, but I like to kind of place my thumb at the bottom and then my finger about halfway up and fold it. And then just look at it and even it out to however you want it. I like to pin it 2 times, getting all of it. And then take, I don't know, about right there usually is what I do. It depends on each mask and how you sewed it. Each one's a little different. Gotta work with them. Do the same thing. So now you take this, flip it, and you press. I like to press on the wrong side. After you've pressed, you're going to sew down these seams, getting as close to the white as possible. You're going to go over the white sometimes. It's okay. Just try to keep it straight down these seams. Then you're going to take it, and it's going to look like this. You're going to fold it once, about to the edge of the white. Press it, fold it again where the seam that you did is like on the edge, and then I just put one pin in, Do the same thing on the other side. Fold it to the edge of the white, fold it again, pressing it, and pin it. You're going to take these and sew going with the fabric so your foot is not catching against these seams. It really helps. And you're going to be having to sew through a lot of fabric right now. It's all stacked up. So, you know, when you're sewing, it helps to take the pin, kind of push and fiddle with it a little. And depending on the foot you're using, some of them are much easier. I'm not sure really what I'm using, but you're just going to have to experiment with it. You can do it with any foot. It's just going to be harder for you. So sew as close to the edge of this as you can get to make room for your elastic. If you go off a little bit, just say for 1/4 of an inch, you know, you're not on this, it's going to be okay. Do that, and I think you're done with the sewing part. And then you take your elastic, wherever it is. With your elastic, every elastic is different. So depending on the width, the amount of give it has, the kind it is, you're gonna have to just see what works. For this elastic, I did 8.5 inches. You take it and okay. You're gonna take this thing and think about the way your seams are inside, and it'll really save you trouble. So just insert it. You can use a safety pin with the elastic attached. Catch your elastic through here, pull it through, you know, and just work with it. And then do the same thing on the other side. I'm doing it where these seams are folded or pointing down to save me a lot of trouble. Then I'm gonna take the elastic and trying to make sure it's not twisted anywhere. Just tie the knot. I just do a simple box granny knot, whatever. And if you can, depending on the size, like the width of your elastic and thickness, sometimes you can take it and pull it into the seam where it's not visible. Other times you're not going to be able to do that because the knot is too big. So that's going to depend on the size of your elastic.